Let's deal with the first question. Again, the same. The major products of the following reaction are. So we have parachlorophenol is there. First, it is treated with chloroform and aqueous NaOH. So we know it's nothing but our Reimer-Tiemann reaction. So in the first step, what is happening? You can see the aldehyde group CHO group is getting introduced here. Correct? Now, the next step we could see it is getting treated with the formaldehyde HCHO and concentrated alkali. So, whenever you are treating with a concentrated alkali, please remember it is basically Cannizzaro reaction. If it is dilute alkali, usually it will be aldol condensation. This is the difference actually. So when it is treated with concentrated alkali, you can see here both of them does not have alpha hydrogen. So it will undergo Cannizzaro reaction. Now the question here is, if you have formaldehyde and this one is present, I mean aldehyde is both are present, who will undergo oxidation? So that depends upon the reactivity. Which aldehyde is more reactive, that will get oxidized. So if you have HCHO, okay, see here, you have HCHO as well as the other compound is there. But if you see the structure of HCHO, we can clearly see that here near to the carbonyl group, two hydrogen atoms are present. Okay, so that means its inductive effect is 0. So I can say here it will polarize and you can say positive charge is present like this. So its reactivity is not getting affected. But in the case of other one, you have seen nearby OH group is there, chlorine is there. So OH group, we know it will donate electrons through plus sum effect. So I can easily say here HCHO will have higher reactivity. So that will get oxidized and you will get sodium formate since the alkali is NaOH. And the other one will get reduced and it forms the alcohol CH2OH. You can see here. Okay. Now the last step is hydrolysis actually. So on hydrolysis, what will happen? All the sodium that is entered into the compound will get replaced by the hydrogen. You can see here in the last step it is getting hydrolyzed and you are getting again sodium is entering back, sodium is replaced with hydrogen here and also here. So the product formed here is this one. So which is the option here? I think option D is the correct answer. Correct? Option D will be the correct answer. But the byproduct formic acid, okay, it is also mentioned. Is this clear for everyone? All of you? Okay, nice. Now, okay, if you have understood this, can you try out this question? This is also very good one. All of you. Uh, if you are able to find it out yourselves, then it will give you a lot of confidence. That's why. Okay, let's try it out. So you have the question like this. Benzene is present. Okay, to the benzene, you have the OH group is getting connected. Okay, then you can see here if OH group is there, then opposite to that. Okay, here you have CH2, then you have another CH2, then you have another CH2, then OH is there. Okay. Now the first step you can see here is it is getting treated with chromium trioxide. What is the nature of chromium trioxide? What it can do basically? So this is the first thing we need to do. So you can see here first step when you are treating with chromium trioxide. So here you can see it's an oxidizing agent. So what it will do to the alcohol? Okay, I will do it here itself. So you can see here it will get oxidized this alcohol too. We have learned this actually in one of my classes. I have told alcohol when it is completely oxidized, it will get converted to carboxylic acid. If you do partial oxidation, for example something like PCC or somebody, then it will get oxidized to aldehyde. So chromic trioxide is a good oxidizing agent. So the first step will give you an carboxylic acid like this OH. Okay, you can see here CH2 is present, then another CH2, then the last carbon will get oxidized to acid. Now in the next step what is happening? It is treated with SOCl2. We know that the property of SOCl2 is to replace alcohol with what actually? Chlorine. We have learned that reaction is called Darzon's reaction. So now what we can say here, carboxylic acid is made up of like this actually. It has a carbonyl group like this and you have an OH group. So what it will do? It will replace the OH group with chlorine. So I can easily say here OH will be there and here you have CH2. Okay, then CH2, you will have C double bond O Cl, like this. So that is after treating with the SOCl2. Now it's a process of heating. They are doing the final round with the heating actually. So when heating happens, what and all things can happen? We know halogens are good leaving agents. You can see here. Okay, so SOCl2 with the heating, you are ending up with the product SO2 sulfur dioxide. Okay, this is in the Darson step. In the last step, what is happening? You are heating this. So heating will remove the halogen because we know halogens are good leaving group. So with whom it will get removed? That is the question. So you will have nearby hydrogen atom is present in the benzene ring. So what it will do? It will go along with the hydrogen as HCl removal will happen. You can see here. But please remember here one point, this will happen with the adjacent carbon, not with any other hydrogen atom. So the product you are going to get here is something like this. See here, you have something like this, OH is present. Now here you will have CH2, then another CH2, then you have carbonyl group. Okay, so I can put here O, and this is being connected. Okay, sorry, my figure is not that good. Wait, I'll draw it beautifully. So here, if you see how many carbon atoms are there, 1, 2, 3, and one hydrogen from here will get replaced with the chlorine. So I can say 3 carbon atom. So here 1, 2, then this is the third carbon atom. From here you have carbonyl group, and that is getting connected to here. So you will get a product like this. You can see here. Okay, like this. So this will be the product formed. So the important thing to remember here is from the adjacent carbon, this will happen. Hydrogen will not be removed from any other carbon atoms. So what can be the answer here? Can anybody tell from the options? What can be the answer? Option B looks the correct answer. You are right. Okay. Is this mechanism and concept is clear for all of you? Concept is too simple. Maybe up to NEET they won't do this heating. For JE only they will do this heating. For NEET they will do only up to step 2. That is first step. You can see OH is getting oxidized to carboxylic acid, and in the next step you can see here SOCl2. The action of SOCl2 is very important. It will replace OH group with the chlorine. Okay, or even they can give Lucas reagent. Okay, but SOCl2 is commonly used, so you will get like this. And further on heating with the nearby hydrogen, since chlorine is a very easily leaving group, it will get removed with the hydrogen as HCl, and it will enter into cyclic compound with the benzene. Okay, and another important reason is there. You can see here double bond, single bond, double bond. So there is a I can say an alternate resonance that is making this compound stable also. So that will also favor the formation of this compound. Okay, so I hope this question is clear. Go through the next question. Compound A, that is C9H10O, shows a positive iodoform test. So if somebody says that a compound gives positive iodoform test, we can confirm two things. Either that compound will have CH3 C double bond O methyl ketone, or it will have CH3 CHOH. Correct? This is the first clue. Now what they are adding? Oxidation of A with the KMNO4 or KOH, giving you an acid B. Okay. Anhydride of B is used for the preparation of phenolphthalein. What is the compound A? Can anybody tell? So anyway, I know there will be CH3CO group will be there. So I can say here in this compound, if you see option C, it will have CH3CO, and option B, it will have CH3CO. Then CH3CO is present in option D also. Fine. So I can sure that B, C, D will be the, any of these will be the correct answer. But the next will give you correct answer, exact answer without doing anything. Can you tell me the answer now? Oxidation of A with the KMNO4 gives you an acid. Anhydride of B, that means you can form anhydride with the acid B. Then now with this clue you can exactly point out what is the answer. Can anybody tell me the answer? Exactly. Can you tell me the reason why? The answer. Yeah, exactly. That is the reason. Nothing else. So that is the best clue, because if anhydride needs to be formed, the acid COH needs to be in the neighboring carbon atom. So that is present only in option C. Okay, for others, I hope all of you okay, understood or not, I am not clear. So you can see here methyl ketone. So we will do step by step what is the reaction. So we will take option C, and you can see CH3 is present here, and you have a methyl ketone like this is present. Now what is happening? The first step, they are doing showing positive iodoform test. So that means we know methyl ketones will be oxidized to carboxylic acid. And whenever you are treating with KMnO4 or KOH, surely any carbon with one even single hydrogen atom will be getting oxidized to carboxylic acid. So as a result, you will get carboxylic acid in the nearby groups. Now on heating this, we know water elimination will happen from here, and you will have what actually? You will have carbonyl group, okay, then oxygen, here also carbonyl group, and this is connected to this one. So that means you are getting an anhydride. Then this is used for the preparation of phenolphthalein. That is an indication. So we can see here in the answer how that is happened. You are taking this phthalic anhydride and treating with the 2 moles of phenol here. Okay, then what will happen? The hydrogen atom of this one will get replaced with this one as water. Then you will get a cross compound, and this is called phenolphthalein. It's an indicator. Clear? Whether this logic is clear for everyone? The nearby, only if they are nearby, then I can say this will form acid anhydride. That is the major clue to be remembered. Clear for everyone? Hello, dear students? Okay, nice. Can you do this question? The major product Y in the following reaction is? It's also okay. Good question. So you have benzene ring, okay, like this. Then this is connected to carbonyl group like this, and that is connected to CH3 group like this. Now this is treated with the sodium hypochlorite, NaOCl. Sodium hypochlorite, we know it is a reagent for iodoform reaction. Hope you remember. If it is chloride, NaOCl, it will form chloroform, CHCl3 as the byproduct. So we know it's also a methyl ketone. So what will happen during the reaction? We know this will get oxidized. This COCH3 will get oxidized to acid. Okay. Then in the next step, what is happening? It is further treated with the SOCl2. We know the role of SOCl2 is to replace OH with the what? Chlorine. So the product formed here should be what actually? C double bond O Cl. And this is further treated with which one? Aniline. Aniline is C6H5NH2. Okay. Now, what can be the product formed here? So on treatment with aniline, HCl will be removed because this chlorine is an easily leaving agent, COCl. Okay. So here you can see here positive charge will come, correct? So this lone pair will attack here, and you are going to get NH. You will get a product like this, I hope. So like this, NH. Okay. Then C double bond O. Then this is treated with okay, this compound. So what can be the answer? Whether it is present in the options? Option B, correct? Whether all of you are getting this or a different answer? This is what I am getting. So option B seems to be the correct answer. Yeah. Clear for everyone? Hello? These concepts are simple. Okay. Go through the next question. Major products in the following reaction are? Can you tell me? So again, it's a compound that does not contain alpha hydrogen, correct? So if the compound does not contain alpha hydrogen, and if you have treating with an alkali 50% strong, I can say that will undergo mainly Cannizzaro reaction. So it is mainly followed by hydrolysis also. So who will get oxidized and who will get reduced? It's a cross Cannizzaro reaction. So what will happen? Please remember, you can do a logic here. This is what I am thinking. For example, please listen, all of you. You have an aldehyde group like this, and this is being connected to, you can see here, benzene ring, correct? So we know that benzene ring has a resonance present, and we know this is also in conjugation with this pi bond. So if this is polarizing, what will happen? We can think like this. Here, double bond like this. So this will polarize O minus and plus charge. I can easily say this plus charge can easily enter into resonance with this compound, this double bond. So what will happen? The nucleophile which is going to come and attack here will not find the positive charge. That means it has less reactivity compared to formaldehyde. So I can say this is having high reactivity. Okay, clear? If this is having high reactivity, this will get oxidized. So first step, you will get HCOONA, and this will get oxidized to, I can say, benzyl alcohol, reduced to benzyl alcohol. And on further hydrolysis, this will become HCOOH. Sodium will be replaced because this is a proton donor, H3O+. So what can be the answer? In my understanding, it should be HCOOH and benzyl alcohol. Option C should be the correct answer. Is this, we will see, we will check first. Okay, 5C is the answer. Is the logic clear for everyone? Hello? Any doubts? Okay. So whenever cross Canis arrow comes, please compare the reactivity, and one which has higher reactivity, that will get oxidized. Please remember that. That will help you. Okay. Okay, then we will do the next question. This is one good question. You can expect this type of questions for NEET also. Very important for NEET, because they also test students whether they know all the reducing agents and its properties clearly or not. It's very important. So please remember all the reducing agents and what it can do, its function very clearly. So what can be the answer for this question? Can you tell me? What sodium borohydrate can do? Exactly, correct answer. Because sodium borohydrate cannot reduce olefinic bonds. Olefinic bonds means CH2 double bond CH2 bonds. It cannot reduce. Please remember. So it is a better reducing agent for reducing carbonyl group. Okay, and also you need to remember one more thing. It will not even reduce carboxylic acid. That is also very important. Carboxylic acids, NaBH4 will not reduce carboxylic acid. Okay, who can reduce carboxylic acid? It can be reduced only by our famous compound lithium aluminum hydride. These things you should remember. So here the answer is option A, exactly. So here carbonyl group is there, that will be reduced to alcohol. Hydrogen will be added to both sides and you will get the first compound. Okay, that should be the correct answer. Okay, now the next question. Try out this question. The major product of the following reaction is? Can you tell? Write out. So here just analyze the compound. So you can see here benzene ring. Okay, benzene ring is there, and you have C double bond O CH3, that's a methyl ketone, we know, and below you can see a CH3 group is being connected. Okay, now this is first treated with the KMNO4, okay, and KOH. So what will happen during the reaction? Then further it is treated with a dilute acid. So let's analyze the answers. So first step, you will have oxidative cleavage will happen since it's a strong oxidizing agent, KMNO4. Okay, so you will get, you can see here, it will form COOK, C double bond O, okay, because KMNO4's potassium will come here, and also CH3, it will easily oxidize because it has terminal hydrogen atom is present. So this will become COOK. So next step, they are showing H3O plus. That means it is to restore the hydrogen. So it will donate H plus and you will get dicarboxylic acid like this, COOH and COOH. This will be the answer. Clear? Okay. So the answer should be option A should be the correct answer. Okay. Now, okay, if you have doubt in the first one, you can also go to NCERT textbook. There they are clearly saying whenever you have a ketone is there, okay, like this, and when it is treated with a strong oxidizing agent like a KMNO4, in NCERT textbook one line is there, and they will tell it will break unevenly like this. Anywhere it can undergo breakage and form the corresponding acid. So here you can see You can think like this. Here, this carbonyl group is in resonance with this benzene ring. So this bond is actually strong bond. You cannot easily break this. So only possibility of breaking here is this one. So that's the reason why C double bond O CH3. In this one, this bond has underwent breakage. Okay, forming the corresponding acid. You can go to NCERT text. There it is clearly mentioned. Okay. Now go through the next question. In the following sequence of the reaction, it's an easy question. This also you can expect for NEET actually. It's a NEET level question. Can you tell me? So here toluene is there. Toluene is there means you know benzene there. Ah, okay, good. Exactly. So you have CH3 is present. Now this is treated with KMnO4. Tell me what will happen? Containing terminal hydrogen atoms. So this will be easily oxidized to corresponding carboxylic acid. Correct. Then it is treated with the SOCl2. What will happen? Yeah, exactly. It will replace OH group with the Cl. Yeah. Then what is happening? Further treated with the hydrogen palladium. What is this reagent and where it is used? Hydrogen palladium and barium. Rosenmann's reduction reaction. So it will end up in what is called CHO. So this is called controlled reduction. So what is the role of barium sulfate here? Can anybody tell me? Okay. But the major role is what? Barium sulfate helps in controlling the flow of hydrogen. Why? Because barium sulfate will absorb hydrogen and form barium hydrogen sulfate. That is how it is able to perform controlled reduction. Otherwise, if barium sulfate is not given in the option, can you tell me what is the answer? If barium sulfate is not present. If barium sulfate is not present, this will undergo continuous reduction and this will form what is called benzyl alcohol. So please remember that here barium sulfate is an agent that will help in forming adduct barium hydrogen sulfate, but its role is to control the flow of hydrogen during reduction. Clear? So I hope it's clear for you. So the answer should be option D should be the correct answer for this question. Clear? Okay, let's switch to the next question. Yeah, try out this one. It's a famous reaction, so it is easy also. Sodium phenoxide, when heated with carbon dioxide under pressure at 125 degrees Celsius, is yielding a product which on acetylation produces C. So here C would be. What is the first reaction? Sodium phenoxide reacting with the carbon dioxide. Can anybody tell me the name of that reaction? Kolb's reaction. So what is the answer for this one? You can see on Kolb's reaction, you are first getting COONA with OH. Okay. Next step is H plus with acetic anhydride. So you can see here in acetic anhydride, you will have breakage usually happens at where CH3, C double bond O, C double bond O, CH3. So usually the breakage can happen at polar bond, that is CO bond or any this one. So what will happen here? You can see hydrogen of phenol is acidic in nature. So that will be easily replaced by this nucleophile COCH3. Because when it is leaving out, this will break away as CH3, COO minus. Okay. And other one will be the CH3, C double bond O with a positive charge. So this positive charge will come and attack this species COO, Na, and this one O minus phenoxide ion. So this will be attacked with this one and you will get aspirin, which is a painkiller. Okay, nowadays it is not used, but please remember this one. Okay. Okay, aspirin comes under what category? Analgesic or what it is basically? Analgesic, antibiotic, or whether it is disinfectant or antiseptic, under which? It is an analgesic. Okay, okay, good. Aspirin, crocin. Okay, even analgesics are classified into two. You might have learned narcotic analgesics and non-narcotic analgesics. Narcotic will come under, yeah, exactly, non-narcotic analgesic. Okay. So another, okay, I have one more point coming to my mouth. Who will depress the CNS? Central nervous system will be depressed by narcotic analgesic or non-narcotic analgesic? Narcotic analgesic. Okay, please remember that also. Okay, try out the next question. Can you tell me what can be the answer for this question? Compound A, C8H9Br gives a white option D. Exactly, you'll see. Gives a white precipitate with alcoholic AgNO3. Okay, so that means it is reactive actually, compound A. So that means reactive means surely there will be some alkyl halide. Why means the halogen will easily move out and silver will enter into it. Sorry, silver will move with alkyl halogen very easily and a nitro group will enter into it. Now next you see oxidation of A gives an acid, okay, something like this, and this forms an anhydride. Next also comes the clue very easily. On heating, identify the compound A. Now itself I understood like they should be very nearby, adjacent groups. So here they are not near, here also they are not near, here they can be near, but the problem here is first step is bromine reacting with the Ag, but in this case bromine is directly connected to where benzene's carbon, and we learned in alkyl halides that this will not be very reactive. This should undergo SNAR mechanism. That is not that easy, but in this case option D, this Br can be easily removed with the Ag. So this will be having entering into nitro group, and oxidation will give you both of them to acid, and this can easily form anhydride. So the answer should be option D. Is that logic clear for everyone? Hello? Okay. I hope it is clear. Now go through this question and tell me what is the answer. Which of the following reactants on reaction with concentrated NaOH followed by acidification gives lactone as the main product? Which of the following reactants on reaction with concentrated NaOH, okay, followed by acidification gives lactone as the main product? So let's do it. So here you can see it's an example for intramolecular Cannizzaro reaction. This is not that important for NEET, but just I am telling. So in this case, what will happen is you will have nearby CHO groups will be there, and both of them will not have alpha hydrogen. Okay. So in intramolecular Cannizzaro, one will be oxidized. Since both are similar, one will be oxidized to alcohol and other will be oxidized to acid. Now the problem here is once you get an acid and alcohol in the nearby positions, here it will undergo further esterification. So you can see here in esterification you might have learned that OH group will be replaced from where? From carboxylic acid, and hydrogen will be replaced from alcohol. Very, very important. So from here you can see what will happen. Here you will get C double bond O, OH will be replaced, so it will have plus charge, and here you will have CH2, okay, O minus, and this will attack this one, entering into a cyclic product formation like this. You can see here C double bond O, and this is forming a bond with the oxygen, and you will have a CH2, and this is getting connected here, something like this. Okay, I hope it is clear for you. You can see the product lactone. Okay, so the answer should be which one? Can you tell me? Option C should be the correct answer. Okay, so here the best clue is, if you don't know about this one, the best clue will be this guy, concentrated NaOH. So I know concentrated NaOH means it has 100% usually role in Cannizzaro reaction. So I will think about Cannizzaro first with this clue. Okay. Yeah. So I hope it is clear for you. Next we will go to the next question. This one. Try it out. This is also an easy question and you can expect for NEET. Can you tell me what can be the answer for this question? You have benzene ring is there. Okay, it's a good question. You have a benzene ring is there. Option A is what you are getting. Okay, we will see that. So here CH3 group is there. Then this is treated with the mercuric 2+ ion. Are you remembering this anywhere? This reaction is present in our NCERT textbook. Usually you might have seen this reaction with the C. Exactly. Treated with the Hg2+ followed by hydrolysis. That is why H plus. So this one you might have seen ketoenol formation and all is there. So this is actually in the presence of heavy metal cations, this will undergo hydrolysis. So the first step is the formation of carbocation. There comes the most important thing. So here you should remember like this one. In H plus and OH minus, you will have carbocation will be formed at this position because this will enter into resonance here very easily. Okay. So you will have I can say H plus and OH minus. So this will polarize in such a way that here minus charge will move and plus charge will come here. To this minus charge, H plus will get added up. Okay. In the next step, OH minus will come to here in this one. So what will get? You will get, you can see here benzene ring with the carbon with OH group and double bond CH3. This is the product. But the problem here is this is an enol, carbon with the ene, and also you have all connected here. So this is an enol basically. So what it will do, it can undergo ketoenol tautomerization. So nearby carbon is sp2. So this will not undergo, this one is possible. So what it will do, this double bond will polarize to this position and H will migrate to here. So you will get the next species like this. Okay. I can say this will move. So you will get like this. C double bond O. Okay. And you have CH3. So this will be the product. So that is present in which option? You can see option A is the correct answer. All of you. Good. Sorry, I think here CH2 will come. Okay. Wait, one H was present here. Because in this step 1 H was there. So one more H means CH2. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Do this question and tell me the answer. Try it out. Okay, 1 minute. 19th one, major product. Okay, question is missing. Okay, sorry. Sorry, dear. Here, treatment with the NaOH. They should mention that. Okay, it was missing out. So this is the question. What is the major product formed in this reaction? So we know here CHO groups are present nearby and there is no alpha hydrogen in it. So it's also a case of Cannizzaro reaction. So listen here, what is happening? So one of the CHO will be oxidized to carboxylic acid. Since all are identical, you don't want to take a decision. So this will be oxidized to CH2OH. And only thing you can remember here is, here when it happens, this one will not be oxidized to CH2OH due to steric repulsion. It will be happening opposite way like this. That is the only point to remember in this reaction, and this reaction is called intramolecular Cannizzaro reaction. This is where students will make a mistake. They may identify CH2OH also here because of steric repulsion or cis formation. They will not allow this. This is more stable. Okay. So the answer should be which one? Can you tell me? CH2OH. Option B should be the correct answer. Clear? Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, so this one is completed. Now we'll go to the NEET level questions next. Okay, wait. I'll go to NEET level questions. Yeah. Okay, little more easy questions. So can you tell me the answer for this one? The general formula of both aldehyde and ketone is. Now it's time for you to answer. You can easily answer these questions. What will be the answer? Yeah, tell me first. You can see aldehyde. Take a simple aldehyde, CH3CH. If you don't know also, you can do this formula, CH3CHO. Simple one, you can take how many carbon atom? 2 carbon atom, hydrogen, H4, and 1 oxygen atom. Now you see, this is 2 means this is 4. So this should be Cn, this should be 2N and O. So answer should be, option 2 should be the correct answer. Clear? Easy question. Tell me the answer for this one. Which of the following is a mixed ketone? So mixed ketone means it should have both aliphatic and aromatic part. So pentanone means exactly. Benzophenone will be the answer. So you can see here C6H5. Okay, C double bond O. Sorry, not benzophenone. They are both are benzene ring. Acetophenone will be the correct answer, because in acetophenone you can see both are present. acetyl group CH3CO along with benzene ring. Okay, like this. This is a mixed ketone. I hope it is clear for you. Okay, so the answer should be acetophenone. Good one. Now tell me the next one answer. What can be the answer for this one? CH3, CH2, CH triple bond R, H3O plus butanone R. Just now we discussed. It's very easy. Tell me the answer. What? Hg2 plus. So it can be any. Exactly. It can be any heavy metal cations. Please remember, text is very clearly telling that heavy metal cations is required for this reaction to happen. Okay. Okay, good. Try out this one. This is good one. An alkene of molecular formula C9H18 on ozonolysis gives 2,2-dimethyl propanol and butan 2-one. The alkene is. So the best way to do this question is write down the products first. 2,2-dimethyl propanol. So first you draw propanol. What is propanol? We know propanol, CH3, CH2, CHO. This is propanol. Okay. Then they are telling about 2,2-dimethyl. So on numbering, I could understand this is my second position. So 2,2 means CH3. There will be at second position, you will have 2 methyl groups connected like this. Then you have CHO like this. So this is 2,2-dimethyl propanol. And the next product is butan 2-one. So butan 2-one means CH3, C double bond O, okay, CH2, CH3. This is butan 2-one. 1, 2. Now listen here. On ozonolysis, we know we distribute oxygen across both sides. So always invert this compound near like this. Okay, I will do it like this usually. You can make the carbonyl group projecting like this, and to the one end you can connect CH2, CH3, okay, and to the other end you can put CH3 like this. Okay. Now the other compound also you can do the same thing like this. Now if you see, this can be connected like you could see here, C double bond O H. So this also you project like that. C double bond O, you have hydrogen connected here, and to the other carbon you have carbon with the CH3, okay, CH3 and CH3. Okay. Now these two should be formed. So please remove like this and connect via double bond. So what will happen? Like this. So you will get something like this. This is the way. This, in my understanding, this will be the compound. Okay, what is the name of this compound? Please tell me whether all of you are getting the same answer or a different answer. Option 1 you are getting. Okay, let us try it out. So you can see here CH3. Okay, we will try. I will write it down. Just I am trying along with you. Okay, so you have CH3C, then CH3, then you have a CH3 being here. Okay, that is connected to another carbon, CH double bond C, then this is connected to CH2 CH3, and this is connected to another CH3. So the name of this compound, you can see 1 2 3 1 2 3. So here more substituents are there. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So the compound is 2,2,4 trimethyl hex 3-ene. Option 1 should be the correct answer, I hope. Exactly. Is this logic clear for everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yep. Okay, tell me the answer for this one. What can be the answer? So here also the logic remains the same. First you take the compound, product is given. So it's very easy. Sorry, there is no, it's not a benzene. So like this. You have like this. Then the other one should also be similar way. Correct? Okay. Now what should happen? If you want to distribute this, remove this and connect via double bond. So this should be the correct answer, I hope. Okay. Now if you break this and put oxygen on both sides, you will get 2 moles of this one. So I think option 1 should be the correct answer. Are you getting the same answer, all of you? Okay. Try out this question and tell me the answer. Select the reagent for the following reaction. you have cyclohexene is present, okay, like this. Now what is happening to this compound? This is getting treated with a reducing agent, so you are getting CHO on one side. Now I am clear. This is the ring is getting converted to linear chain. That means ozonolysis might have happened. Oxygen should have distributed on both sides. So you will have CHO coming here, then CH2, 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 CH2 raised to 4. Okay, then CHO coming. So what will be the answer? Here, here you should be very clear. In ozone is present in option 2 and 3. But please remember the end product is an aldehyde. That means you cannot use an oxidase. What sort of ozonolysis? Oxidative ozonolysis, you cannot use it. Why? Because if you are using oxidative ozonolysis with the hydrogen peroxide or something, this will be further oxidized to what? Carboxylic acid. So the answer should be reductive ozonolysis. So here, reductive ozonolysis with the zinc will happen. So the answer should be option 2. Is that clear? Hello? Are you clear about oxidative and reductive ozonolysis? Okay. Do this question and tell me the answer. Acetyl chloride is reduced with the lithium aluminum hydride. The product formed here is. So acetyl chloride means CH3. You have C double bond O Cl. We know any acid derivatives can be reduced with the lithium aluminum hydride. The product will remain the same. So what will happen? First step, HCl will be removed and you will be having hydrogen coming here, aldehyde. Further reduction will happen. Then you will end up in what actually? CH3, CH2, OH, alcohol. Exactly. Please remember this one. Any acid derivative, any acid or its derivative, okay, on continuous reduction will result in alcohol. Similarly, any alcohol on continuous oxidation will result in acid. Partial will result in aldehyde. Here also partial reduction will result in aldehyde. Should remember. Fine. Okay. Tell me the answer for this one. It's a very good question. Which factors will increase the reactivity of carbonyl group? Tell me, I have told you the fundamental of this chapter. Carbonyl group reactivity can be increased by, here it will polarize like this, O minus and plus charge. So here reactivity is increasing means who is coming first? Nucleophile with a minus charge. So it is expecting a positive charge here. If the positive charge present here increases, then I can say reactivity will also increase. Reactivity also increases. So tell me, presence of a group with a positive inductive effect. Is that correct? No. Presence of a group with a minus I effect. Exactly. Because if minus I effect is there, it will attract the electron in this direction. This will also attract the electron in this direction and positivity increases. Next one, presence of a large alkyl group. We know large alkyl group has plus I effect. So surely it will decrease the reactivity. So the answer should be only 2 should be the correct answer. Is this logic clear for everyone? I hope. Okay. Now let's go to the next question based on reactivity. Tell me the answer. The correct order of reactivity for CH3CHO, CH3CHO. Then you have C2H5, C double bond O, CH3. Okay. And CH3CO, CH3. Always remember that aldehydes have higher reactivity than ketones, because in ketones always the other group will be an R group. So that will have plus I effect and it will decrease the reactivity. So here first one who will come? The acetaldehyde will come, CH3CHO. Between these two, if you see, both are having CH3 group here, that is identical, but this is having C2H5. This is having more plus I effect. So this will have least reactivity. So the first one CH3CHO, then dimethyl ketone, then only the final one will come. So the answer should be which one? Option 1, I hope. Yeah. Option 1 is the correct answer. Is the logic clear? Okay. Now next we'll go to the next question. Try out this one. The increasing order of the rate of HCN addition to the compound A to D is, we know it's again a case of nucleophilic addition. It will split like H plus and Cn minus, then the nucleophile is Cn minus, and most often HCN, when it reacts with an aldehyde, the product is called cyanohydrin. And this cyanohydrin hydrolysis will always result in acid, because cyanide hydrolysis always result in first step amide like this, and continuous hydrolysis will leads to carboxylic acid. These points are important to remember. Okay, here rate of reactivity, how you can do. First one, HCHO. If I am drawing the structure, you will get like this. Next one, you can see it's a ketone, CH3, C double bond O, CH3. Okay. Third one, you can see benzene ring is coming into picture. So the positive charge will enter into resonance, making it highly unstable. I mean, CH plus charge is not at all available. Last one, you can see benzophenone. You have two benzene ring coming into picture. So the positive charge, you cannot even see that. It will enter into, or it can enter into resonance with the both one. So who is having highest reactivity here? I can say first one A, then who will come? B, then C, then D. So A greater than B greater than C greater than D. Option 3 should be the correct answer. A greater than B, B greater than C, C greater than D. Yeah. Try out the next question. What will be the answer for this one? Predict the product formed during the reaction. So you can see carbonyl group CH3MgBr followed by hydrolysis. So we know that when Grignard reagent is there, this will split up like CH3 minus and MgBr plus. Correct? And we know the carbonyl group will polarize like this. Here O minus will come, here plus charge will come, and you have double bond like this. So what will happen during the course of the reaction? Here one important problem you should remember here. When it polarizes like this, you can see here plus charge, single bond, double bond. So this can enter into resonance, and you will get something like this in the immediate step. You have O minus, and this will move to here. So what will happen when it is moving to here? Plus charge will come here. So what will happen in this next step? CH3 will come and attack at this position. O minus, you will have this one, and CH3 will come here, and OMgBr will join here. Okay, OMgBr will join here. Next step, what is happening? Hydrolysis is happening, H plus and OH minus. So we know MgOHBr will be formed first. Okay, why? Because Mg is highly reactive, ionic reaction will happen. OH minus is a strong nucleophile, and H plus will enter here, and you will get a product like this. You will have OH here, okay, and double bond, and you will have CH3 here. This should be the product formed. Are you getting this or a different answer? Is this logic clear for everyone? Hello? If this answer is not present, 1 minute. It should be the correct answer. Which option should be the answer then? Okay, I think it's not present actually. No, it is present. Y means this is enol actually. If you see here, this is OH means this all is connected and ene is present. So keto-enol tautomerization can happen, and here what will happen? Double bond O, okay, and hydrogen will come here, and CH3 will be here. So what should be the answer? I think option 1 should be the correct answer here, because this will migrate to here, and this will come here, and here CH2, CH3. Option 1 should be the correct answer. This is my logic is saying like this. Option 2, there is less possibility. Is there any possibility? No. Okay, I think they have told the answer wrongly as 2. It is not 2, it is option 1 is the correct answer. Okay. If you have any other logic, please think and tell me. I think option 2 should be the correct answer. Option 1 should be the correct answer. Whether all or different. Hello? Same only, right? Because in the first step, you can see this will get polarized. Same only. You will have plus charge will come in here and minus charge coming here. So we know that CH3 minus is the nucleophile that will try to come and attack here. But the problem here is this is in resonance with this one. So easily this will double bond will shift towards the positive charge, and it will stay like this. This is more stable because the charges are opposite, and it will come like this because double bond, single bond, oxygen lone pair. So making this compound more stable. Okay. Now next step you can see here, OMGBr will come and you will have CH3. Next step, hydrolysis means MgOHBr will be replaced with OH, and either this option or this can undergo enol. It will undergo keto-enol tautomerization, forming C double bond O like this. So the option 1 should be the correct answer. It's a mistake mentioned, but in the, here it is mentioned correctly in the detailed answers. Okay, let it be. So what is the answer for this question? Yes, it is a clear case of nucleophilic addition reaction, because we learned this is the fundamental of this chapter. You have a ketone here. The first step, it is polarizing, forming O minus plus charge and R. Then you have HCN, H plus and Cn minus. The nucleophile cyanide is a strong nucleophile, will come and attack. So you will have cyanide, you have R, you have O minus. To one, H1 will, H plus will come and attack. So you will get COH, and you have cyanide with the R. In exam, they will give you further hydrolysis like this H3O or plus, or hydrolysis will give. So cyanide will completely oxidize to carboxylic acid. So please remember that also. Okay, so you will get COOH. Okay, so here clear case of double bond is getting converted to single bond. So it's a case of nucleophilic addition reaction. Super. Try out this question. Reaction of aldehyde with HCN followed by hydrolysis gives a compound which shows. It's a clear case of optical isomerism, because you can try out an example, CH3CHO. So what will happen? You have like this and HCN is added. So you will get CH3C. Okay. Cyanide will come. Here OH will come. Okay. Hydrogen will come. So you can see 4 different atoms occupying the carbon atom. So this means this is a chiral carbon. This is a chiral carbon. So chiral carbon means it will exhibit optical isomerism. Correct. Try out this one. Okay. CH3 twice CO with NaCN giving A, and on hydrolysis giving B. So first step, you have a dimethyl ketone is there, CH3, C double bond O, CH3 is present. Okay. This is treated with which one? NaCN. So Na plus and Cn minus, it will split it up like this, and in the presence of HCl, then followed by hydrolysis. Can you try it out and tell me what is the answer? Same way you need to do it. Are you getting the same answer or different one? You can see here CH3, C double O minus, here who will come? Cyanide will come, here CH3, and here Na plus will come. First step. Then we know HCl, it is getting treated with the HCl. So that is the main function is to donate H plus. So this will give H plus giving COH, and you have cyanide along with the CH3. Now further it is hydrolysis. So further hydrolysis means, you know, cyanide will easily undergo hydrolysis, forming corresponding carboxylic acid, COOH. Yes, CH3OH. So the answer should be which one? A is CH3 twice COHCN, and next one is COH, CH3 twice and COOH. Option 1 should be the correct answer. Clear? Good. Try out this one. Aldol condensation, famous reaction of this chapter, will not be observed in chloral, phenyl acetaldehyde, hexanol, ethanol. It's an easy question. So ethanol means CH3. Correct answer. Ethanol, CH3, CHO, ethanol, 1, 2, ethanol. Hexanol means CH3, CH2, then you have CH2, then you have CH2, then you have CH2, CHO. This is hexanol. All of them will have alpha hydrogen. Okay. Phenyl acetaldehyde, that also if you see, you have phenyl ring, then acetaldehyde. So CH3CHO, phenyl, okay, sorry, phenyl acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde is CH3CHO. Phenyl acetaldehyde means one of the hydrogen will be replaced with the phenyl. So I can say this will be like this. Okay, CH2 with the phenyl ring, phenyl acetaldehyde. Sorry, it is benzyl phenyl. Is this phenyl acetaldehyde or 1 minute? Or it will be like this. since it is not an IUP, acetal, it's an aldehyde. So this should be this one. It cannot be the other way. Okay, so the answer should be chloral. Why the chloral? Because chloral is CCl3CHO. So there is no alpha hydrogen here. There is no alpha hydrogen. So if there is no alpha hydrogen, this compound will not undergo aldol condensation. Try out the answer for this one. Which of the following gives aldol condensation reaction? What will be the answer? Gives aldol. So the first one, if you see here, that is phenol. Okay, it will not give. Next one, you can see it's a benzophenone. You know there is no alpha hydrogen here also. No alpha hydrogen. Here also no alpha hydrogen. Correct. So the only way is this one. This has around 5 alpha hydrogen present in the third option. So the answer should be option 3. Can you try out this question and tell me the answer? The diaketone on intramolecular aldol condensation gives the final product. So have you learned about intramolecular aldol condensation? Do you have any idea? So, okay. 3, okay, we'll do it out. Let's try out. Okay, 3 is the correct answer. Good. Let's try it out how to do this. So the concept is simple. You have 2 carbonyl groups coming in one linear chain. So in that case, what we do here is, first we need to expand that and see here how it can react. We know in aldol condensation, we need 2 species minimum. So one of them will polarize and other one will be behaving like a nucleophile. Since it is isomerically, or we say symmetrical in nature, you can polarize anyone. Okay, so let me polarize this one, CH3, okay, CO minus, and this will be plus charge. So CH2, CH3. Now the question here is, this is an alpha hydrogen, this is an alpha hydrogen. Now students will ask a doubt, sir, why can't the hydrogen go from here and this can behave like a nucleophile? In that case, it will form a 3-membered ring. This will come and attack the positive charge. So it will form a 3-membered ring. As per, we know, we have learned that Bayer's concept, that will be less stable. So if I form from here, we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will get a more stable ring. So from here, H plus will move and nucleophile will be formed here. So next step, this will come and attack here. This will come and attack here means this will form a bond with this one. So what will happen? CH3, I can say like this, CO minus, okay. Then you have CH2, okay. Okay, sorry, CH2. Then you have a CH2. Then you have a carbonyl group, C double bond O, and you have a CH2. This is connected to this one, like this. In the next step, you can see H plus will come and attack this O minus, and you will get CH3, okay, COH, then you have CH2, then you have CH2, then this is connected to carbonyl group, and this is connected to CH2, and this is connected like this. Now you are getting aldol, okay, aldehyde and all is there. Now the next step is on heating. What will happen? Elimination will happen, and we know that OH group will be eliminated with the hydrogen atom. But here you can see this is an alpha, this is alpha carbon, this is a beta 1, this is a beta 2, and this is a beta 3. So who can give the H plus very fast? We already know that if carbonyl group is present nearby, that will donate the H plus very fast. So from the beta 3, hydrogen with the OH will be removed, and you will get a double bond here. Okay, so I can remove this one, and a hydrogen will be moving from here, and you will get CH and double bond here like this. So this will be my product. So if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a 5-membered ring. So I can draw a standard 5-membered ring like this. House is the standard 5-membered ring. Okay, then you see here, one of the carbon is connected to carbonyl group, so you can connect it like this. Then not adjacent to that, one step back, you will have a double bond. So here I can connect a double bond. To that CH3 group is present. To that CH3 is present. So I can say option 3 is the correct answer. I hope the logic is clear for you. All of you know this, I hope. Okay. Try out this question. When metachlorobenzaldehyde is treated with the 50% of an alkali, barium hydroxide, solution. The products obtained are, what will be the answer? So metachlorobenzaldehyde. So meta position chlorine will come, metachlorobenzaldehyde, C6H5 chlorine CHO. You can see here it is going to undergo Cannizzaro. So what you will get basically, so you can see one of them will be oxidized, so you will be getting something like this COO minus and Cl, and other will be reduced, so that means it is undergoing disproportionation reaction, so you will getting CH2OH, okay, with the chlorine at the meta position. So the answer should be option 3 should be the correct answer. Good. Go through the next question and tell me the answer. So this we have already done as part of some other question, so you will be able to answer it. Again, it is being treated with a concentrated alkali, so we easily know one of them will be getting actually what, oxidized, so you will be getting COOH here, and other will be reduced, CH2OH. Actually this reaction will not stop here, further it can happen, esterification will happen, and this will result in lactone. We have seen that, okay, C double bond O, and you will have O like this, and you will have CH2 connected like this. This is called a lactone, but here it is stopping at this reaction, so the answer should be option 2 should be the correct answer. Is this clear for everyone? Hello? Okay, good. Tell me the answer for this one. Dimethyl ketones are usually characterized through, very easy question. What will be it? So dimethyl ketones, we know easily CH3CO group is present. So from this one, the answer should be iodoform test. Okay, iodoform test should be the answer. And please remember, depending upon the, what is the reagent used for iodoform reaction? Please remember the name, sodium hypo. In NCERT it is clearly mentioning sodium hypohalite. Okay, this halite can be, chlorine comes, then it will become chlorite. If it is iodine it becomes iodite. If chlorine comes, the byproduct is chloroform. If iodite comes, it is a yellow colored solid. They will tell like this. This yellow colored solid is nothing but our iodoform, and it has antiseptic properties. Please remember these things. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Let's go to the next question. Try out this one. Identify the X in the reaction. So you can easily see that OH minus, you are given an aldehyde. From this one itself, you can easily understand double bond, single bond carbonyl group. So we can easily say this is a case of aldol condensation, cross aldol. So what can be the product here? The best method to do this here is split this one from this. You try out to find the answer. Exactly. I also feeling the same. 3 should be the correct answer. I hope. Let's try it out. 3, your answer, correct answer. So we can try it out. It's very easy. So you have one of the reagent here, hydrogen. So in that case, whenever you are doing cross aldol, please do one thing. The compound which does not have alpha hydrogen, so this will only polarize. Very, very important. So this is polarizing, means you will have something like this, CO minus and plus charge with the hydrogen. Now the other species we don't know, right? We will take that. So this one, okay, and we could see here C double bond O. This alpha hydrogen will get removed, and this will form the nucleophile like this. So this will come and attack here, okay. Then you will get product like this, something like this, C. Then to this one hydrogen is there, and to this one you can see CH2, then C double bond O, then benzene ring is there, okay. Then here O minus is present. So to this one, whom will come and attack? H plus will come and attack. Now the next question is, this is alpha, this is beta 1, and this is beta 2. I know from beta 2 hydrogen will be eliminated, so double bond will come here, correct. So next step on heating, this will move out and hydrogen will move out, and you will have a double bond coming here. This is the product, and this is the exact product we are getting. So can you tell me how many products can be formed here in this question? Can anybody tell how many products can be formed in this reaction? So please remember, I can say basically how 3 will be forming. Can you tell me? Okay, with whom and all reaction will happen? One between the same species. I can say option 3, CH3, C double bond O. Okay, then with this one. Okay, this can undergo aldol condensation with itself. You are getting one product. Then next one, this can form. Can you tell me how? Because in the next one, this will have reaction with which one? This one, what we are seeing here now, this one. Okay, in that reaction, only this way it can undergo aldol condensation. The other way of polarization is not possible. So only these two products can be formed here. There is no third product or fourth product. Understood? Reason you understood? Because here, even though it is cross, this can only behave like the nucleophile, or this can only polarize. This can only behave like the nucleophile. So the reaction will only proceed in this way. And the next option is this itself can undergo aldol condensation. I mean with this one itself. That is why two products are there. If you have any other possibility, please tell me. Okay. Okay, tell the name of this easy question. The IUPAC name of phthalic acid is. What is phthalic acid? You should remember this. It's an NCERT based question. COOH on correct. COH on nearby positions are called phthalic acid. That is benzene 1,2-dicarboxylic acid. Is the correct answer. Tell me the answer for this one. Which of the following does not give benzoic acid on hydrolysis? So first you have phenyl cyanide. Phenyl means C6H5 with the cyanide. Okay. Benzoyl cyanide, benzoyl chloride. Benzoyl means C6H5, C double bond O, Cl. Okay. Next one you have benzyl chloride, something like C6H5CH2 Cl. Then you have methyl benzoate. Okay, that is C6H5 COO CH3. Can you tell me the answer? Okay, you can think logically. Cyanide hydrolysis will always result in carboxylic acid. Okay, benzoyl chloride, it's a carboxylic acid derivative. So this is on hydrolysis. What will happen? Chlorine easily leaving group, it will move out. A OH group will enter. So that will result in again what actually? Benzoic acid. Correct? Or you can think like this. Any carboxylic acid derivative, okay, any carboxylic acid derivative on hydrolysis will result in an acid. That is the best way to remember. Now next one, if you see, this is also a carboxylic acid derivative, it's an ester. So this also on hydrolysis gives an acid, but this is not a carboxylic acid derivative, this is benzyl chloride. So this will give you benzyl alcohol on hydrolysis, C6H5CH2OH. So the answer should be benzyl chloride. Is this clear for everyone? Okay, try out next question. Tell me the answer. Acetic acid is obtained when? Answer is there. You see here, aldehydes are there. It's very easy to read that option very easily because we know aldehydes are on the middle. So this is getting oxidized with the potassium dichromate. Don't even think, like even a small oxidizing agent can convert this into carboxylic acid. Okay. So the answer should be option 3. Should be the correct answer. Yep. What happens if methyl alcohol is oxidized? So this is on oxidizing with the potassium permanganate, KMnO4. This will get oxidized to formic acid. Yeah. So the answer should be option 3. Go to next question. Read it out. A liquid was mixed with ethanol and a drop of concentrated sulfuric acid was added. A compound with a fruity smell was formed. The liquid is.
Option 5.
Yes, exactly, because you know this is nothing but our esterification. So in esterification, the important point to remember here is OH group is donated by alcohol. Sorry, not alcohol. Sorry. That is carboxylic acid. OH group is donated by carboxylic acid. This is the most repeated question. Carboxylic acid. And H plus is donated by alcohol. Most of the students will have a doubt here, sir, why it is happening like this. Please see the mechanism that is mentioned in NCERT. Very, very important. Okay. So the answer should be option 4 should be the correct answer. Tell me the answer for this one. Which of the following aromatic acids is most acidic?
Option 2.
Hmm?
2.
Yeah, you know. What is the reason? Can you tell me? Exactly. Ortho effect. So whenever you have benzoic acid derivatives are there, please remember there is a cross conjugation is there. I might have explained in some classes. Cross conjugation is there. So at ortho position, if some substituent comes, what will happen is this entire stuff will come in one plane and COOH will move in vertical plane, and that cross conjugation will be prevented, and this can easily form carboxylate anion, and that will be highly stabilized because these two, this carboxylate anion and this will be forming identical resonating structures. Identical resonating structures. Identical RS. Identical resonating structures are more stable. That is the reason ortho effect option 2 should be the correct answer. It is not mandatory that OH comes. Any bulky groups comes here, this will do the same thing. Okay, due to repulsion, COOH will move to the vertical plane and the remaining will be in the horizontal plane. Okay. Yep. What is the answer for this one? Acetic acid, P2O5. It is a why P2O5 is given here. We know that heating is there. For heating, sufficient amount of oxygen is required. P2O5 will enhance this heating process. You will get X. Exactly. So you have CH3 COOH, and if you have 2 moles of CH3 COOH, we know this will result in acetic anhydride. So water elimination will happen, P2O5, that will enhance heating, and you will have CH3 C double bond O. You have O C double bond O CH3 like this. So the answer should be option 3 should be the correct answer. This all NCERT based only. Tell me the answer for this one. Which one of the following orders of acidic strength is correct? Tell me. So acidic strength, if you see, it's correct. Exactly, the answer should be 3. Because first we know carboxylic acid will come. Why? Because on donating the H plus, this will become carboxylate anion, which is highly stable by resonance. Next is alcohol. Because we know among these alcohols, first comes phenol. Okay, but that is not shown here. Phenol, then comes water, then comes aliphatic alcohol. This is the order. But here phenol is not mentioned. So next comes water. Why? Because on donating H plus, it becomes OH minus. Okay. But in the aliphatic alcohols, once donating H plus, it becomes alkoxide ion. And we know that R has plus I effect. So this will donate electrons here. So thereby the electron density increases and it can attract the H plus back. That is the reason. Then comes terminal alkanes. We know terminal alkanes, after donating the H plus, it becomes C minus. And this has sp hybridization. That means percentage of S character is around 50%. It will attract the electrons, making it stable. So option 3 is the correct answer. Okay. Go to the next question. Try out the answer. Which of the following represents the correct order of acidity in the given compounds? NCERT, there is a big chain-like stuff is given. Please go through that. Check whether you are understanding the logic, order logic. You are understanding. That's it. Here it is very easy because fluorine maximum minus I effect, chlorine next comes, here bromine next comes, then you have CH3 which has plus I effect. So the answer should be option 4 should be the correct answer. Okay, tell me the answer for this question. This is the most important question that is yet to come for NEET. I am expecting this time. NEET, very, very important. Most of the students will make a mistake here. Can you tell me? You have formic acid. Because here logic will not work. That is the reason. You have C6. Then you have acetic acid.
Option 4.
Okay, option 4. Option 4 means formic acid. Exactly correct. That is the correct answer. Because I will tell why this can be come for, why it can come for exam. Because most of the students will think like in benzoic acid, sir, once the H plus is released, okay, this can enter into resonance with the benzene ring also, right, making it more stable. So students will think benzoic acid is more acidic than formic acid, but not. The reason is here cross conjugation is happening. Cross conjugation always decreases the stability. Okay, cross conjugation decreases the stability, but sometimes if it is ortho substituted, then I can easily say that this ortho substituted benzoic acid will be more acidic than formic acid. Okay, so the answer is formic acid greater than benzoic acid, which is greater than acetic acid. Option 4 should be the correct answer. Clear? Please remember this, very, very important. Try out this question. We are coming to aromatic compounds. Treatment of benzoic acid. Okay, benzoic acid, COOH, on treatment with chlorine, okay, and ferric chloride. We easily know ferric chloride is an electron deficient compound. Exactly. So this will force the chlorine. What sort of fission will happen here? Heterolytic fission, and this will result in Cl plus and Cl minus. FeCl4 minus will be formed. Yes, this is the electrophile here. Okay, and the next thing here is when COOH is there, we know COOH is what directing? Meta directing, and it's a deactivating group. So we know that plus charge will circulate at ortho para position. So relatively high amount of electron content is present at meta position. So Cl will come and attack the meta position. So you will get metachlorobenzoic acid. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to the next question. In esterification, can you tell me the answer? OH of acid is replaced by C6H5OH. H plus of acid is replaced by sodium metal. OH of alcohol is replaced by chlorine. OH of acid is replaced by RO minus group. It's an easy question, but you need to have your mind. Answer is 4. Because we know that OH group is donated by carboxylic acid. Please remember, please remember. So this will be replaced by OH means what will happen here? Here plus charge will come. From alcohol, H plus will move away. Correct? Alcohol, H plus will move away. So you have RO minus. So RO minus will attack this plus charge. So the answer is option 4. Good. Try out this question. Another important question. Very, very important because very difficult to remember. HVZ reaction. Why the HV? Can you tell me the reason why the HVZ reaction is happening? Here, many students will have a doubt. Sir, here OH bond is polar, the CO bond is polar. It is not breaking all these bonds. Why it is breaking a CH bond here, sir? What is the reason for that? That reason is very interesting. The reason for that is the carbonyl group present here will make this hydrogen acidic. It's very easy to remember the H plus from here. So what will get? You will get CH2 minus. Okay. Then what will happen is this will undergo breakage forming Cl plus and this will attack here. Okay. So you will get Hell-Vollard-Solensky reaction. Very important one. Okay. And other important reason why it is not breaking anywhere here is chlorine has around some huge amount of lone pairs. So it will always undergo repulsion reaction with the lone pairs present in the oxygen atom. Okay, so we have the next question in front of you. You have a dicarboxylic acid present here. Now you can see here COOH is present in nearby groups and it is getting treated with ammonia. So what will happen? Acid with the base, acid reacting with the base. So it's a, you can say it's a neutralization reaction that is going to happen and you are getting a salt. So first step, what you will get here, you will get something like C double bond O NH2, okay, amide, C double bond O NH2, it's an amide. So further heating of these two amides, whenever two amides are there, they are nearby, on heating it will remove ammonia, that will result in phthalimide, okay. So you will get something like this, okay, C double bond O, you will have NH, you will have here C double bond O, and this is connected to NH like this, okay. So the answer is option 2 is the correct answer. Okay, so with this I am winding up this session for today. Maybe we have a power cut here, so